Paulie's World of Sports Sims presents the continuation of the OOTP 21 Perfect Team Series featuring the Universal Pioneers. Today, as I record this, is October 10, 2020, and this is part number 67. And we will, before beginning today, we will pass along word, in case you haven't heard it yet, that Whitey Ford, the legendary pitcher of the New York Yankees back in the 50s and 60s when they were winning all those world championships, has passed at the age of 91. The word came Friday afternoon that he had passed. Legendary pitcher in the Hall of Fame, so we note his passing here with sadness and with our condolences to his family. We move along, and we will show you that we have 10,521 points in the Perfect Point Bank in Bronze League 224 on day 158. So we will delve in to... I have a plan, and this is probably going to require me to do this episode in two parts, both of which you'll be seeing as this episode unfolds. I am recording the first part a little past 11 o'clock in the morning on October 10th, the morning after the Tampa Bay Rays, my local team, just bounced the New York Yankees out of the playoffs 3-2 on a Mike Rosso home run. And the Rays are going on to play the Astros in the American League Pennant Series. In the National League, it's the Braves and the Dodgers that have moved on. Our Pioneers are 69 and 66. This is the best we have done in a Bronze League so far. And I should look at the transaction history and see. We had a high-def inning. We had a couple of high-def innings recently. And if you look into achievements and trophy, that's when somebody gets 4 strikeouts in an inning, and that has happened twice recently. So if you have a pitcher who gets 4 strikeouts an inning, which is possible, because a strikeout could lead to a passed ball, and if the batter, gets on base and becomes a runner at first or second or third, although you very, very rarely see that. It's like a football team scoring 4 points in a game. It's very rarely done. So my plan is to sell off Freddie Freeman and Edwin Diaz, but to do so quickly in order to get... I'm downsizing to upsize is basically my goal here. But first we're going to see if I have any players to put back up for auction. And the answer there is no. Everybody has been put up. So my plan is to put for about a 6-hour period. Yes, I am almost about to make the playoffs with the Universal Pioneers, but I have to plan for the future in case I start moving up in the league. I'm 9.5 points, 9.5 games out of my division, and I'm 3 out of the wild card. And what I want to do is I want to sell Freeman and Diaz. They're great players, but they're live players, so their value could go down at any time. So if I sell Freeman this year for me has hit 14 home runs, 74 RBIs, he's 300, and his WAR is 3.3. And I'll look at Diaz here. The idea is when you have players that have value and they might be overpriced, that's when you want to sell them. In my league, Edwin Diaz is 5-2, has had 23 saves, is a 2.96 ERA, 52 Ks in 45 innings, but his WHIP is 129. It's not anything to write home about, really. If he had a WHIP closer to 1, I would keep him. But statistically, I think these players could be sold, and I could make a good deal of money off of them. Money being perfect points. Now, here is my goal. I'm going to put these players up for 6 hours instead of 48. And we will come back. I will come back and do a part two. And my goal is to get another diamond closer, another diamond first baseman, and if we have room, do bronze pulls, gold pulls, what have you. The next part of this is going to be open ended a little bit. The minimum price is going to be 22,222, and I'm actually going to put a maximum price of 40,000. If no bid is on there, then he'll sell for 20,000 perfect points. And I'm going to do the same for Freddie Freeman. They're good players, but they're not Hall of Fame players. Maybe Freddie Freeman, out of the two of them, could get to the Hall of Fame. He, in real life, is about 30, and his stats are good. Uh, Probably has the best chance. But are they 100 players? Will they be 100 players all the time? I don't think so. So I'm going to do the same thing. Put them up at 22,222 so I get 20,000 back if somebody says, okay, I'll take it for 22,222. And I'll put a max price on 40,000 on it. And now they are both on the block. So what I do is I pull in a couple of reserves. Anthony Rizzo, probably Nick Birdie, and they will join the team, at least for now. And hopefully in a few hours I will come back and I will be able to show you. Uh, we're going to have quite a spending spree because I'll have at least 50,000 perfect points to go get some players. Get some diamond players and get rid of the 5 players left that I have on my team that are gold. So that's the goal today, and we will be back in a little while. Actually, you won't see the gap in time at all, and I'll show you how everything went. So we're in the last 10 seconds of the Edwin Diaz auction. It doesn't look like anybody is going to partake getting this card, but I'll get it 20,000 perfect points, which won't be a bad thing. And now Freddie Freeman is the only one up, and that's another 52 seconds away. Nobody has made a bid on it. But that's fine, because I'll be up to 50,731 perfect points, and we'll still do a lot of damage with that. My first priorities, I'm thinking, are to get a first baseman and a reliever that don't cost too much, and go from there. Down to the last 25 seconds. So how was everybody's Saturday? 6 hours have gone by between parts. It is now 5:16 in the PM, as I see it down here. We're down to 10 seconds, and I will have 20,000 more perfect points by then. 4, 3, 2, 1. And there, we have 50,000 points. And I think that's the highest total I have had in the history of this franchise. So who do we get for 50,000 points? A lot of great names available. Ted Williams, Nolan Ryan, Jimmy Fox. And Jimmy Fox was not a bad first baseman, I gotta tell you. Oh, some guy named Babe Ruth, 37,000. Carl Yastrzemski, Mike Trout. But I want is a first baseman, though. And there are plenty available with 50,000 points. And I am going to pick up, let's see, I could pick up right now. One player I could not pick up on this first page was Buck Leonard. But Norm Cash is available. George Sisler might be a player to look at here. Sisler was one of these guys that could hit and could hit some more. Let's look at the second page. Todd Helton, well, he's at 48,000, so forget that. I'm going to set a max price of 25,000 and see where that gets me. Jason Giambi. Lou Gehrig for 10,599. I will take that. Thank you very much. Okay, now to get a reliever. And we'll set the minimum at 20,000. And I have plans on that other Monet. Let's see. Liam Hendrick. Actually, that looks like the deal. Liam Hendricks. Let's see what his ratings are. Stuff 109. Oh yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that. And at 4,900, that's a steal. So we'll get him. And we'll update the team. Yeah, Lou Gehrig at first base. Not a bad thing to have. Let's see what we got here. We have 35,000 points still left, which is an embarrassment of riches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 11 gold packs, and we will get 2 bronze packs, and we will go to it. Well, hang on. I wanted to get my bronze packs, but I guess that can hold off. Okay, here we go. Nick Heath. So I'm going to get 11 good players and who knows what else. Mundo Sosa. Sebi Savala. Justin Dunn. And the gold, Chris Archer, who used to play for Tampa Bay. And a silver Jerome Williams. Now, let's go back and pick up the 2 bronze packs. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, now we go back to opening up these packs. And we'll have a lot of them to go through and a lot of them to put up for auction. A Diamond Francisco Lindor. Kaboom! Of course, he plays with the Tribe, the Cleveland Indians. Jake Knoll. I wonder if he's related to the old Pittsburgh coach Chuck Knoll. Anthony Alford. A gold. Nick Birdie. Well, I already got one of those. So one of them will be sailing. And Brad Boxberger. Oh, he has dropped off. He's with the Miami Marlins. All right, keep them coming, boys. Open the next pack. Jacoby Jones is now a gold. Omar Vizquel, Seattle Mariners. Milt Bowling, I imagine he will go far. Tyler Thornburg. Monte Harrison. And Brett Eichner, who we've seen before. Next pack, please. We have 10 more packs to open, folks, so get cozy. We'll be here a while. Carlos Estevez. Thought about doing this episode live, but pretty much got to do this one in part. Adrian Sanchez of the Nationals. With that, I love those Washington hats, those Washington National hats with the Capitol Dome and the W on them. Jordan Luplow. Of course, nowadays nobody wants to be acknowledged with being in Washington, D.C. Ed something or other. And Nick Heath. So we picked up one unexpected diamond so far, Francisco Lindor. So that is not a bad pickup. Kirby Puckett. Win Twins. Well, he was a great rookie in 1984. Bob Costas, I think he named one of his kids after Kirby Puckett. Tanner Rainey. Bob Wells of the Minnesota Twins, circa 2000. A silver. Not bad. And here's my guaranteed gold. DeMarcus Evans. So we have a lot of work to do. Another gold. Trevor Story. So I'm going to be guaranteed to get about 10 something or other back. So we might do another part tomorrow. Joe Mantiply. Martin Maldonado. Andrew Suarez, followed by Billy Hamilton, who's now a center fielder for the Cubs. Ref Snyder. One of these will be a guaranteed gold. D. Strange Gordon. I remember when he was just D. Gordon. Here's our next gold pick, Lamet of the Padres. Of course, the Padres made the ALDS this year, NLDS, and Daniel Descalso. You have 6 more packs to look through. And 2 of them will be bronzes, and 4 of them will be golds. Here's a gold pick. Salio Versailles of the 65 Twins that made the World Series and lost to the Dodgers. Jamie Barria. Take a Jamie Barria. Well, that's an old song. Jake Baters. Lou Piniella. Once famously got into a fight with Carlton Fisk in 1976. Jose Marmoleos. You want to see that fight, it's on YouTube. Lou Piniella and Carlton Fisk. And Aquino of the Reds. We have 5 packs, 3 golds, and 2 bronzes left. And off we go. Tim Hill. Followed by another gold. Chris Bryant, who wants to play somewhere else next year. He used to be a diamond in this perfect team, but now he is down to a gold. Austin Williams. Another silver, which is Daniel Zamora. Phillips Valdez. Followed by Ronnie Garcia. Okay, 4 more packs. 2 bronze and 2 golds. I'm going to put these all up in a 24-hour span, so I should have 10,000 points to play with at least. Mondesi of Kansas City. Jose Trevino of the Texas Rangers. Greg Allen of San Diego. Jose Quijada. Here's your gold. Another Chris Bryant, who won't make the team. Either one of the Chris Bryants won't make the team. Final gold. Barlow of Kansas City. Chavez of Texas. Michael Givens, who now plays with Colorado. Pictured there with Baltimore. Volquez. Who's my final gold? Lamar Hoyt. He was not a bad pitcher. He played with the White Sox in the early 80s. I think he had legal trouble at one point. And Ryan Harper. Okay, 2 more bronze packs to open up at 1,000 perfect points each. Corbin Martin. Another silver. Higashioka, who I saw play last night. Catcher with the Yankees. Stallman. Of course, the Yankees now out of the playoffs. Tyson Miller. And a gold. Unexpected gold. Cody Hewer of the White Sox. That's nice. Won't make the team, but it's nice. And Jose Urquidy. Last pack. Oh, we have a lot to sell off. This is a gold pack, by the way. Daniel Bard. So one of the packs that I thought was not a gold was J.C. Romero. Or maybe I'm still in the gold packs. Astudillo of the Twins. Or maybe I have to do the bronzes separately. Eddie Alvarez. Richard Blyer. And another silver. So let's see. Is that it? That's it. Team submit was successful. They are about to play a game. I have a ton of players to sell. Yeah, I said I set up the team. I don't think anybody jumped. But I will try again here in just a moment. Okay. So I have a whole bunch of starting pitchers. I'm keeping Lamet of San Diego, but I'm getting rid of everybody else. Chris Archer. And once the simulated game is done with, I will take a look. That's a 1,000 point sell. I'm going to make these 24-hour sales. So we can come back tomorrow and do another part, and I could take a look at how my team had done the rest of the year. And Jaime Barria. This is going to take a while, folks. So like I said, settle in. Put him up at 8, and he will sell at 5. This will probably be a 1-hour episode by the time I'm done with it. Card has been put up for auction. The auction house must love me. And there it is. I'll download that now, and we will interrupt our regularly scheduled program to take a look at how my perfect team did in its latest game. We might still be doing this by the time I get this finished. We might get to another game, but we'll take a look. And because we are in a bit of a chase. Oh, we lost 10-9 to the Durham Bulls. We're 74 and 73. We're just out of the playoff race. And we're 10 games behind in the division, and we are now 4 behind in the wild card. So not good. But I didn't think we would catch up anyway. Back to the selling. And Barria will go up. No, player object not found. Okay. Okay, because I probably already sold them. Carlos Carrasco. We'll probably... Yeah, I sold him at 1,000. We'll sell him at 1,112. So we get 1,000 back at least. And let's see here. Justin Dunn. I was over under and you were overdone. 8. That's an airplane movie reference, by the way. Some of you older fans are like, I know that, but I have young people who probably visit these videos, and I just like to let them in on my little idioms and metaphors. Now, the Scalfini is selling for 65 minimum, so we'll put them up for double the minimum, and that way we will be gone of them regardless. If they want to fight over it, they can. We're saving Lamet, but we're putting up Mr. Hoyt, Lamar Hoyt, and he is going for 3,800 minimum. So we'll put him up at 2,000. See if anybody bites. No, we could just sell him at 1,000, and I would be happy with that. Corbin Martin. going at 9. We'll put them up at 8. So around 5:30 tomorrow, I should be able to do another part of this. I have a lot of pitchers to go through. We have 82 players, so I got to get this down to 10. Tyson Miller. Sounds like the name of a law firm. He's going at 45, so we'll just put him up at 10, and somebody will drive home a bargain on that. Now, Jamie Barta should be gone. We'll just show you again. Yeah, it's an error. It can't be found. So we're going to have to ignore Barta. Ovieda will go. Oh my goodness, he's going for 111. That's another double the minimum on that. You know, the game suggests I should get a good price and perfect points for him, but if I can't, I can't. I don't worry about it. I just want to get my goal is to get rid of them and not to keep them around. An 8 for Austin Williams of the. Like I said, I love that Washington hat. Let's see. Jose Urquidy will be a 9, and that will be an 8. Let's see here. Would you pardon me for one moment? I'm going to open up a Coca-Cola here, which I have on my side, and I don't want it getting too cold. It'll sound like I'm opening up a beer, but not the case. One of these days I am going to drink a beer doing this, but that is not one of these days. Jerome Williams is going for 750, and he should be going much lower than that, so I'll go 200 on him. A lot of these players go for way much more than they're worth. Scott Barlow will go. Oh yeah, this is another. No, not an example because that's 28. The one thing I have noticed about, pardon me again, OOTP this year is that the lower levels the teams are better. Like at the diamond and not the diamond level, the bronze level, the teams are way better in iron and in bronze than has been the case in many years prior to this. And another thing that's different, let's see, who do I keep among the relievers? Keep Nick Birdie. Okay, Blyer goes for 32 will be 28. Yeah, the two things that I have noticed is down the road, down the line, the teams are better. The teams are way better in the iron and in the bronze levels than they are. Brad Boxberger. Last year, when I was playing OOTP 20, I made it to the diamond level of the Perfect Team Leagues, just with my base team, the team that I built over the year. Boxberger will go for 10. And another thing that I have noticed, I'm going to put, let's see here, 80, yeah, Birdie is fine. We'll put Evans up for that. It should be at least for 1,000, yeah, 11, 1250, so we could go 1150 on them. And another thing I noticed is some players, some random players, who I guess are part of the collection series, just go at insane prices. 9 is an 8. And I'm thinking about if I have the money next year, maybe starting off with maybe $10, $20 and just adding that on, and when I started up my perfect team and just seeing how the perfect team would go from there if I have a little boost, because I'm sure because you can buy perfect points with money that a lot of you're probably what you're seeing a lot more is you're seeing people buy their teams and buy put perfect points in by and just building a team that way. So that's probably how it's being done, and it's probably a big, um, you know, big financial, not a big financial, but they probably make enough money of it. OOTP Developments does, where it's successful. I'm surprised they haven't tried the perfect team or something like that in their hockey franchise hockey manager. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put him up for auction. I didn't want to see him in the auction house. But you will find, like, this is another example. Michael Givens of the Rockies. He's a 59. He should be going at single digits, but the average winning bid was 29. But that was because he was a gold, and now he has just dropped to uh, iron level 59. And again, another piece of advice I would give if you are a novice to this is look for historical players because their stats do not change. Their ratings do not change. This is Ryan Harper. I was very happy to find Lou Gehrig today because you know historically what Lou Gehrig can do. And look at this. This is Cody Hewer. He was selling at 62, and now he is an 80. He went from a 62 to an 80 since the last time they did ratings. So I'll sell him for 11.12, starting at 11.12 because you take 10% off, and that would be 1,000. And that card might go for a bit of a price. This is like Pawn Stars, the History Channel show, except I have two Nick Birdies, so I got to get rid of one of them. And he's going at 1,200, so I'll put him up at 1140. We're going to get a lot of points back for tomorrow. And we'll try to do another episode tomorrow because I'll have over 10,000 points at the very least. Tim Hill will go for 24. See, this is another example. Tim Hill was a 61 who's now a 58, so yeah, his price would be a little high. But we'll put him up at 10 and see what happens. And we have Tommy Canely. Is that how you pronounce his name? 400. Yeah, 400 would be. It doesn't say how his value. It's still 71. It doesn't say it's gone up. It doesn't say it's gone down. So we'll put him up at 200. Somebody bids on it at 200. That's another 100 more perfect points for me. Anthony K. Wonder if he's related to Michael K, the Yankee announcer. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate the Yankees. I'm in Tampa, Florida, but I don't hate the Yankees. I know I have friends that I grew up in high school that are Yankee fans, and I don't hate the Yankees. They're successful. They were a very successful franchise, probably the most successful franchise in the history of baseball. So you can't really fault them. But ever since George Steinbrenner passed away, they haven't been the same. Joe Mantiply. I know Hank Steinbrenner runs them now, but Hank is no George. Let's see here. Jose Quijada will go at 8. But I hope I do these videos to a point where you know my philosophy. Bob Wells, I will put up at 55. Yeah, see, he would be another one of these single-digit players, but because he's historical, he goes for way higher. He's probably part of the collections you do, like get all these Minnesota Twins together, and you'll get a card of a gold Kirby Puckett or something like that, or whoever one of the good players are now for the Jake Odorizzi or somebody like that. Tanner Rainey. Now he's a bronze now. He's 43. So 43. We'll take 10 points off. We'll go at 39. And let's see. We have J.C. Romero, who is a historical, if I recall correctly. 69. Yeah, he should put him up at 10. Maybe there'll be a bidding war for him. The perfect team series is definitely the most challenging because you're not going up against the computer and its AI. You're going up against other players who have other ways of thinking that the computer cannot emulate. An 8 for Josh Stamont or Stamont, I don't know. Andrew Suarez. And each year, Perfect Team has gotten more and more challenging. And I think 21, you know, I don't know what they have in mind for Out of the Park 22. Of course, they want to get this baseball season over and done with without incident. And hope that COVID will not be around by the time 2020, 2021 begins, but I think that'll probably depend on who the president is when we get to inauguration day. If it's one person, then it probably will still be around and everybody will be wearing their face masks to the end of time. Edison, not Zamora, is a 186, so we sell them at 167. And that's good. I don't mind people wearing their face masks, but we were told initially that this wouldn't take a great deal of time, but we are still in the COVID virus. Ed Bauta, closer, and he's gold. We'll put him up at 50. And I don't mind selling players at cheaper rates. We have to get to a point sooner or later where this COVID is going to be over with, because I don't think the sports leagues can sustain this for 2-3 years. I was reading a piece on Twitter, and take that for what you will, that the NFL, operating with no fans, of course, in most of these parts, put up Ishitoka next, and yeah, I'll put him up at 200. Actually, he went up from a gold to a silver, so maybe we should temper that a little bit. 22.2 would be, yeah, 200. The NFL is losing $1 billion a week with a B because of COVID, because the fact that none of these fans are able to go to the games in most cities. Let's see here. Is it 30? We'll put them up at the minimum of 28. Let's see here. Daniel Bard. Yeah, he's another one of these guys that's going way too high. Should be closer to 10, but it's 16. And there he goes. We still got 38 more players to sell. All right, and Volquez will go. That'll be the last pitcher I get rid of. And at 13, put him up at 10. So now we get to the catchers, and I got 1, 2, 3 catchers. I got to keep Astudillo. I'll get rid of Jose Trevino, who goes at 6. And what do we got here? Sebi Zavala of the of the White Sox. White Sox had a great year, making the playoffs for the first time in a while. And they will go for a 6. And of course, the Rays trying to contend, trying to make their first World Series. It's 2008, and that'll be of extreme local interest here. Put them up at 112. And the Rays had a great year, going 40 and 20. If you extrapolate that out to a 162 game season, they would have won 108 games. So when you got a team that good, they should be able to make the World Series. But of course, you could always get tripped up. And Houston, of course, uh, with their cheating problems that were discovered in the offseason last year, I don't think anybody will be rooting for Houston. I think you'll see a lot of casual baseball fans, fans with maybe their teams out of the race, root for us, the Tampa Bay Rays. And of course, Tampa Bay could wind up with 3 championships in a 4.5 month span because you got the Lightning that won the Stanley Cup. The Bucks are doing well, even though they stumbled Thursday night against the Chicago Bears. Chicago was 4-1. I really haven't been following football all that closely. The real world of football. Okay, I got Bob Brenly, who's an 86, and an Anthony Rizzo, who's an 81. I'll get rid of Rizzo. And I'll go 1-1-1-2 on him. And yeah, like I said, I have been doing this a while. I've been doing this 20 minutes. Just getting all these players. I'm going to change my managerial strategy to tactician while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to submit the team, but I should probably have the AI run the team. Now I submit the team. Now we'll get back to selling off all these players. Yeah, this will be nearly an hour when I get done with it. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ian Kinsler is the one I keep. Alvarez, a utility guy, and he will go for 6. I'm gonna take another swig of Coke, folks. So. Let's see what else we got here. We got Daniel Descalso. Being a reserve baseball player must be like being an actor in the 70s and 80s when there was this a wide range of TV shows, and you might find, like, say, trying to think of a guy who would be like a, oh, jeez, I can't think of his name. Oh, I could see his face, but I can't see his name. Uh, like an Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes, like for instance, he'd be a recurring actor in a whole bunch of TV shows. Like he'd be on the Rockford Files, and maybe he'd wind up on Hawaii Five O, or Louis Gossett, or the guy who was in Deliverance, Ned Beatty, guys like that. When they're not on their shows, they're probably on somebody else's show. Stephanie Powers. Stephanie Powers was another one. Because I'm a big Rockford Files mark, too. Jim Rockford. That was a great show. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, because I don't have Netflix anymore, but one of the great crime dramas of all time, I think. Hawaii Five-O, the original Hawaii Five-O with Jack Lord, and the Rockford Files with Jimmy Garner were great shows. Just great, great shows. Stuart Margolin was great as Angel Martin on the Rockford Files. Do 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 do. You know I've been doing this long when I'm starting to talk about 70s crime dramas. Okay, 2 Chris Bryants to get rid of, and I'll keep Terry Pendleton around. Chris Bryant will probably wind up on somebody else's team in 2021. I hear he wants to get out. I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer will you be mine? Okay, Chris Bryant. I love old 80s music. Of course, it wasn't old when I was listening to it as a teenager, because I'm 49 years of age. A lot of good stuff. I always thought music's great year was 1983. And Rod Refsnyder, all those British acts that came over here, and a few forgotten names, like the Eurythmics. Sweet dreams are made of these. That was a great song. Love is a Stranger is not a bad song either. Okay. Now, let's see. Who do we keep? We keep Trevor Story, but we get rid of Zolio for sales. We'll go, yeah, he'll go rather high. He'll go bigly. 1440. Of course, it was back to the 80s. You had the U.S. Football League, and I think everybody loved that because it got the same media attention that the NFL did, or just about. And you have a lot of guys who are in that league that have gone on to bigger things. One of the owners is now president of the United States. But we won't talk about that all that too much. Okay. Get Turner in here. Because I got another Francisco Lindor. That's why he didn't go up. So I got a diamond to sell. Hello. 46.99. So I'm going to put them up at 4,700 would be 40. We'll do 42.50. So that's another 4,000 points I want to pick up because I already have a Francisco Lindor. That explains that. Okay, bowling for dollars. In this case, you're bowling for perfect points. This is another overpriced one because he's historical. Milt Balling. Was everything greater in the 80s? No. No, there are some things about the present times that are great. The fact that we have this thing called the internet that was just barely around in the 80s, and you could play all these little games on it, and you have powerful phones. You want to see a shock on say a late somebody in their late teens faces. You want to put them in shock. Omar Vizquel, my goodness, 295 he's going for. There'll be a bidding war on this at 10. Like I said, I'm just looking to get rid of these players. I'm not looking to make a killing off of them. Okay, Jake Bowers. He'll go at 6. I imagine by putting him on the block at 10, that they'll be, oh my God, he's available for 10. Okay, and Ebener goes at 7. I got 2 Nick Heaths. I'll share one with you. And they will each go at 6. Maybe I'll put one up at 6 and one up at 7. What the heck? See if anybody bites. Yeah, this is going to be a long edition of this show. This will be about as long as my HDFL football games, and we're going to be doing these games available starting on Monday. We're going to be doing these games live as long as I can. 28 for Lou Piniella, sweet Lou Piniella. So if you see this sometime on the weekend of the 10th or 11th, drop on by on the 12th. We're going to do an HDFL. I'm going to do an HDFL game live, and we're going to do them live every night on the weekdays. Anthony Alford, put him up at 6. And we'll do kickoff at 7:30. That'll give me time to do any of my other projects. Greg Allen. Got a lot of bronze center fielders. Center field, speaking of the 80s, that was another song from the 80s, John Fogerty. Put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can field center field. Billy Hamilton. And we'll put him up at 50. And try not to be nifty. Okay, down to 3 center fielders. Jacoby Jones. Imagine the Kirby Puckett card might go for a bit. Okay, get him at 28. And Kirby Puckett. Let's see what he got. He's a 107 center fielder, 100 range. And of course, he would go on and become quite a Hall of Famer for the Twins, and I believe he passed away rather shortly after his playing career ended, which is a shame. I know he was a commentator on ESPN for a bit. 28 for Aquino. We're almost done, folks. We got three more players to put up. That JJ Bleday, I don't know too much about him. Okay, Leplo 28. We're almost out of here, folks. In fact, I'll go ahead and wrap it up now because we've been doing this now about 48 minutes with the 5 minutes that I did this morning and all of this. I'll go ahead and say my goodbyes now and say this has been Big Paulie coming to you, this 67th part, the longest part yet of the OOTP 21 series. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too long and too boring for you. Sometimes when we do these, I quick sold Nick Williams by accident. Well, there you go. And I'm going to get on out of here. Godspeed and God bless, and we'll do it all again soon. Bye bye for now, everybody.